It's an Alice Cooper theme tonight on the Throwback Metal Show. To help celebrate, I brought in some friends of mine that actually perform in an Alice Cooper tribute band called House of Alice. You can find them at houseofalice.net. We're going to play some old Alice Cooper, some new Alice Cooper, and some rare Alice Cooper. I'm asking the guys a little bit about their song selection and what have you. As well, I'll be playing a new installment of Martini Time Wisdom with Martin at the end of the show. But hey, enough of my yakking. Let's boogie.
Metal freaks, this is Sean Peck from Cage. When I'm not shattering mountains with my voice or shooting lasers out of my eyes, I listen to the Throwback Metal Show, and if you know what's good for you, you would...
All right, this is Martin DeBourge with the Throwback Metal Show. My guests tonight are House of Alice. They are an Alice Cooper tribute band based here in the high desert. We have actually already been underway, and it's been a lot of fun. And suddenly quiet.
Say what? What you talking about, Wales?
Anyway, let's just let's go around first by introducing ourselves. First up is Don.
Hello.
My name is
Don.
Blonde.
Excellent. And Don, what? And Don, what is it you do in the band?
Not much. I'm actually AKA Alice.
The Alice guy. All right.
The Alice guy.
Hand the mic over to the next guy.
Yeah, my name is Zane.
And Zane, what do you do?
I play drums, percussions.
You're the drummer.
Yeah, I'm the drummer.
Nice.
So don't fuck with me.
No. I did have the tape rolling. To coin an old phrase, when we talked about the hot dog incident, which, with your permission, I will post on, because that was fucking hilarious.
Oh my God. Let's leave the hot dog out.
All right, let's do the next guy.
My name is Mark, and I'm the guitars in the band.
Guitars, nice.
The other guitar player.
The other guitar in the band.
Blue couldn't make it today.
Who is he? I didn't know we had another guitar player.
Last up.
I'm Rich. I play the bass.
And you're the bassist.
I'm the bassist.
The backbone.
Yeah, I like it. The backbone, yeah. There you
Let's
go.
just call it what it is. I mean, if you suck, the whole band sucks.
I agree. And the band does not suck, so there we go.
Excellent. Well, I have seen you guys a couple of times, and I will agree that you do not suck. Yeah, please hand that back over to Don. I am going to be playing a bunch of Alice Cooper's music tonight, stuff that I know that happens to be in your set. I should have been prepared to see what I'm going to play next, and I'm not prepared. I do know that I opened up with the same song you opened up your show with, which is...
Hello, Ray.
Which is a great tune. Honestly, I hadn't heard it before I went looking, digging into the Alice Cooper archive before tonight's show, and it's a great tune.
Oh, it's an awesome tune.
Yeah, awesome tune.
It tells everything in the beginning.
Right. And that...
Yes,
let's hear about the trivia.
It's just a little minor.
Yeah.
Well, Alice didn't record it first,
Oh.
Think back to the 60s.
Okay.
Judy Collins.
Yes.
About 68 or 69, she recorded it. It's on her album.
Oh.
And actually, that one's kind of scary.
Scarier?
Yeah,
Really?
it's scarier, yeah.
I will indeed.
Yeah, check it out. It's nice.
I will indeed. In fact, maybe I'll pull it up and we'll play it to close the night out.
Hey, there you
We
go.
started with Alice's version, and we'll close the night out with her version.
With Judy Collins. Yep.
That'll be a first on a metal show.
There you go.
I have some tribute on her. I think she was in 1968 Penthouse magazine, Centerfold.
Well, that's...
I remember that well.
I'm not sure I will go looking for that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'll still imagine old Judy Collins.
There you go.
I like 60s. More experienced.
Indeed. That's all right. Give him a second. When's the next show?
Our next show, Rich. When's our next show?
Right now, as probably all you guys are aware, sometimes holidays, they get in the way of things. Sure. We have a lot of people in our band.
Yeah.
We've got musicians, we've got actors on stage, and it's just tough to get together with everybody that calendars worked.
It's a production scheduling that's not easy.
Exactly. So we decided to go ahead and take a break for the holidays. Sure. Enjoy family and friends, and then hit it hard, hit it running as soon as January 2015 starts. So nothing is definitely set right now, but it will be coming.
Very cool. We'll talk about the next song I'm going to play, which is Elected, which when I found it online, I went back and looked at the video, which I hadn't seen ever before. I mean, he was making that video when, before MTV was saying go out and make a video.
Yes.
It was a great video, him just walking around in the hat and shaking hands and seeing some of the old fuddy-duddies like resistant to shake his hand because they weren't sure who he was. And then his cover was blown. When he was walking up the steps of the whatever that was.
He first came back from Detroit, wasn't it?
Was it? And some girl ran up to him, recognized him, kissing on his neck, and his cover was blown. It was a great video. At any rate, you play that one live.
Yes.
And I think I read on your set list that everybody gets involved on that one.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it, Rich. Okay. So, is it a hit? I mean, with the crowd?
Oh, well, the really recognizable ones are always hits. This one was a big hit back then. It's big with the crowd now, and it's real visual. Don comes out with the American flag, waving it. We have Neil, one of our actors, Neil Madden. He's the Secret Service guy standing there keeping the autograph seekers away. Lizzie and Rob and Turtle.
And I think I heard you say that you know a little bit of trivia about this song.
Just one little minor one that John Lennon had come up to Alice one time. They were drinking buddies, and said that Elected was his favorite song. So Alice was pretty impressed. A Beatle coming up to him saying that Elected, one of his songs. Yeah, that's for sure.
Likes your song. You wrote something good.
You betcha. Right. You betcha.
Don, what's this about Vamps?
Vamps actually was started at Whiskey Go-Go. Actually, no. It was Rainbow Bar and Grill. And John Lennon, Alice Cooper, Harry Nelson. Was it Iggy Pop was there too? No? Harry Moon. Keith Moon, Harry Moon. I said, you need to tell him I'm too off right now, dude.
That's cool.
I'm too off, man.
That's what it's all about, Don. It's all good.
But yeah, they were the Vamps.
Sounds like a drink.
Or a new band.
You got
name
one?
For somebody.
Want to see?
Want to see? Well, let's listen to that track right now, and we'll be back with House of Alice. All right, this is Martin DeBourge back with you on the Throwback Metal Show. In that last segment, we just ended it with the song Poison, which I understand is in your set. Let's talk about Poison a little bit. Another crowd pleaser, I imagine. Don?
Uh-huh.
And? I think Poison is... to me, it kind of brings home how good Alice's bands always were. I mean, that is a really tight song. And you guys had to learn this stuff.
Yes, we did.
So I imagine it wakes you up to just how good his bands are when you have to get those things tight.
Yeah. So it's
Let's hand it over to the long-haired guy again that I forget his name.
Mark.
Looks a little like Ronson. That's what I'm going to remember you by. But go on.
No, that is a blast of a song to play. It was very technical for its time, and when it came out, very typical of what any leading bands were trying to accomplish on a recording at that time.
Right.
It's almost progressive as far as the chord progression. It's not typical 1-4-5 by any means.
Right.
Which makes it a heck of a lot more fun. When you have other songs in this list which have 3 chords.
Right. Yeah.
This one makes it a blast, and
absolutely.
I think it's a song that can really bring out the strengths in a band when it's performed well.
I think so too. I think I remember hearing Alice Cooper recently. I want to say within the last few years, coming out in public. You know, every once in a while, I think he'll do it. He'll challenge I challenge anybody to be better than my band. And it sounds a little cocky at first, but when you're working your ass off at it, you know.
Oh, his musicians are awesome.
Yeah.
They always have some kind of something about it that separates them from the rest, right?
Yeah.
You know, even from his early days, you know, those guys had to learn how to play. You know, the first musicians weren't even musicians when they started.
Right.
You know, but they pulled it together, and ever since then, I mean, he's had everyone from Satriani, Steve Vai, his Ryan Roxy, amazing guitar player. He's had Orianthi on there lately, amazing, just really guitar players, and I think general musicians that had something really cool to offer the band.
Right. Well, you know, when you do that name dropping, actually after this interview segment, I'm going to play a couple songs off an album that, after looking at your set list and going to probably the one and only Alice Cooper album that I really love, which wasn't a hit, you don't play anything off of. And I'm kind of thinking maybe you should consider doing that. Reason being is because they were moderate hits. It was The Last Temptation of Alice Cooper. I don't know if you're even familiar with the album, but Chris Cornell appeared on it. Yes, Soundgarden guy. But anyway, You're My Temptation and Lost in America were the two big hits on that album.
The one I'm trying to bring in now is Lost in America.
Lost in America. Great. Yeah, hand that over to Don. I'm going to talk to him about it.
It's gonna be down the road. So we got two new songs we're bringing in now.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say who they are because we're still learning them.
All right.
But okay. All right. Well, we're bringing in "I'll Bite Your Face Off." It's off the new album.
Sure.
Welcome to My Nightmare.
Okay.
And then we're learning "Muscle of Love" from Muscle of Love. I don't know how I forgot that.
I thought it was from the Harry Moon.
Harry Moon wrote that.
Right. Well, but the Last Temptation album, I think, going back to it a little bit, I think that would be a great tune. And you know why? Even if a lot of it, you know, if it wasn't among his top 10 hits, it's such a catchy tune, which is true of a lot of albums.
Oh, Lost in America was just an awesome tune.
Yeah.
And it bring back the 70s, not just so much the 80s, but the 70s.
Sure.
You know, hang out at the 7-Eleven and
Sure.
And,
Oh yeah.
you
There's
know,
a lot of that.
Stairway to Heaven, you know, was a big song back then.
Well, if you're not aware of the album, I actually own it, and it came accompanied with a comic book, actually illustrated by Neil Gaiman. At any rate, it's a concept album that you might really find interest in. And it talks a lot about what we talked about off the air, about a lot of the stuff he was involved with, and you know, the near-death experiences and coming out of it, a change of pace for him, and all those kinds of things. So, anyway, that's what we're going to play in this next segment. Is "You're My Temptation" and "Lost in America" from the Last Temptation album, and then we'll come back and do some more interview segments with House of Alice. All right, this is Martin DeBourge with the Throwback Metal Show. My in-studio guests are House of Alice. In that last music segment, we just listened to Muscle of Love, which you were talking about is going to be a new one in the set list there. Yeah? Okay. And it's going to be Rich.
You are correct.
Yeah.
With both of those.
Yeah.
Muscle of Love is going to be added on real soon, and handed the mic off to Rich. So, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, we added those two because, well, obviously you always want to keep on adding. But right now we're going with the more recognizable tunes.
Sure.
Until, you know, we're a tribute band.
Yeah.
And that's what people want to see when they go to see a tribute band. They don't want to necessarily see the offbeat songs. They want to see the ones that they recognize, you know, they can suspend their belief and say, oh, okay, this is what I missed before. I remember this, and really get into it and sing with it and everything. So, "I'll Bite Your Face Off" is from his latest, Welcome to My Nightmare, 2011. For the newer Alice fans. And "Muscle of Love," well, that was like, what, 75, 76, you know. So all those fans will recognize it also.
So about song selection, like you say, you obviously when people go to see a tribute band, and especially an Alice Cooper band, even if you're just a casual fan like myself, you'd like to see some songs you recognize. I did see some songs in your set list that I didn't know, but when you start to do things like Muscle of Love and some other songs like Elected and School's Out that we'll be playing later, when you're putting those songs together, yes, you compiled some hits, but you also kind of did something a little different than Alice himself would do. For example, he does the concepts, and he chooses songs based on how he's going to tell the story on his stage production. So I imagine the challenge for you guys is, well, we picked all these hits, and now we kind of got to tell our own Alice story. Is that the case?
Yes and no. Well, basically, it's not a concept. The whole thing, it's Alice tunes.
Mm-hmm.
But, as any band knows, you have to do song placement where you think they'll fit best.
Sure.
We have our actors and actresses. Do we want to give them the whole show at the beginning, or just give the audience a taste,
Mm-hmm.
of the show?
Sure.
Like Alice does.
Sure.
Like the first half of his shows, hardly any, if any, theatrics.
Mm-hmm.
It's just music right there. And if you notice our set list, same thing. Not a lot of theatrics, but the second half, that's where we
let it all out.
You betcha.
Yeah.
You betcha.
That's cool. Hand it back over to Don. I want to ask him about something. Don, when you're putting when you're putting the show together and you're talking about costumes and props and what have you, I know that I was on my way to Vegas last year for a gig, and you just got wind of it, and you're like, "Hey, oh my gosh! If you're going to Vegas, there's this guy." I forgot what he was selling.
Rob Valentine.
He was selling Alice Cooper's baton or something.
He's actually an Alice. He has an Alice Cooper tribute band also.
Right.
Well, it's called Alice Cooper Experience.
We're talking about House of Alice.
So the sword. I was asking you to pick up the sword for me because he actually also makes all armor.
Oh, okay.
And so he's an armorist. So he repairs armor from
that's
the
cool.
old ancient areas and all that.
And so that's what I was trying to get at when you're putting on your costumes and your props. I guess it's a stroke of luck if you find something that actually belonged to Alice that you can use in the show. But otherwise, how are you getting all those things together?
Have them made. If I see something I think it's cool enough to portray Alice, I'll buy it. If I can find something, like I have a seamstress now. She's actually making me the black and red tux that he wears.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually the seamstress. She's actually making that for me up here in the local high desert.
Nice.
I could say it could be 2-3 months. I have no idea how long it's going to be before she gets it done. Props, it's however it comes along. If I see a prop, or if like I said, I go through older other Alice Cooper tributes, other Alice Coopers I know that I can get something from. I'll get things from them, that type of thing. But
that's cool.
Yeah. I made the electric chair,
nice.
And I had a friend of ours actually from Boss Swede, local band that actually Jerry, the lead guitarist from there, that actually helped me get the
Jerry and Henry from Boss Tweed, give them a couple screws and a hammer.
Yes, in fact, if it wasn't
they'll build something.
Excuse me, shout out real quick on that. If it wasn't for Boss Tweed, I wouldn't be here to this day.
Oh.
They're the ones that first got me. They're actually the first ones got me out singing. Because when I first became an Alice Cooper, just impersonator at first. And after I talked to Boss Tweed, they actually bring me into their rehearsal room and got me singing.
Yeah.
I actually sang School's Out.
Oh, cool.
And 18 and Be My Lover with them.
Nice.
And so if it wasn't for them, I never probably would have been to where I'm at this day. So,
really?
Yeah. So Boss Tweed has actually had them to blame for why I'm at. So.
Well, after this interview segment, actually coming up here fairly quickly, we are going to play Black Widow, which is another one on your set there.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about that song, Don?
Actually, on the prop on that one, the coat actually was made from my wife. My wife actually made the coat. I got a coat from a regular store, and she actually had the arms and all that to it for me.
Nice.
So we've had a couple problems with it, but we're getting it better. So.
Yeah. Well, I've seen you guys live.
The song is awesome.
That means this interview segment is over. Drop the mic. Step away from the mic. Okay, this next one is going to be Black Widow. All right, this is Martin DeBourge back with you on the Throwback Metal Show. My in-studio guests are House of Alice, a local high desert-based band that isn't restricted to the high desert. They actually go out and about and play anywhere that they're invited. They bring out the whole production and what have you. And actually, in that last music segment, we just heard School's Out, which I know is in your set list. I imagine towards the end, because that's the one everybody's waiting for, I imagine?
Yes.
Is that the case? Let's give the mic to the guy who's not talking much. The Mr. Hot Dog, Jalapeno Hot Dog Ant guy. Woo! That's you. I am going to do an audio footnote here and play the little segment that they didn't know I had recording while they told the hot dog story. Here we go.
I looked at. We went to a March party.
Oh, the other one.
There.
Wait.
Ants crawling over the hot dog. Zane finally.
It was dark.
Zane finally gets to eat. It's dark, right? So Zane put the hot dog on the bun. And he's eating it. He's going, and ants crawling over his face.
No, my mouth started burning. They were biting my mouth. And I thought, man, this is a hot jalapeno hot dog. And it was ants.
That's hardcore.
Oh, it was cool. Only a drummer could do that.
Okay, that was it. The Jalapeno Ant story, short and sweet. We now return to the interview, already in progress. At any rate, School's Out. A favorite one of yours to play or not?
I think my favorite one is off the Black Widow. The whole Black Widow, Devil's Food.
Oh, yeah.
Those are my favorite to play.
Right.
I like the feel. I like the tribal beat on Go to Hell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's one of my favorites there. You know, a lot of times, actually almost every song where I'm sitting, I could hear the audience more than I can hear our own monitors.
Oh, wow.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, it just gets me more involved.
Very cool. Very cool. So let's talk about how the band got back. I know that the idea formulated with Don. I'm going to put an Alice Cooper tribute band together. How does he hit you up?
Well, here's what happened. I took about a year off just practicing and playing the CDs. And one day I sat at the computer, got on Craigslist, and I see an ad. Looking, singer, Alice Cooper singer, looking for members to start Alice Cooper tribute band. And I called it, and I met Don.
Nice.
And that's how that started. And then we met another guitar player. Well, Don got a call from another guitar player. And we all met together. And it didn't go over well when I mentioned, oh, you're the guitar player back in the 80s that would run up and down the stage. And, he goes, I remember that. That wasn't cool, dude. Well, anyhow, Don got a call from Blue, our other guitar player. And that's how that all started.
Cool.
And then it was us three starting to learn songs. We met another Don that played bass, and we added another rhythm guitar player that didn't work out. And our bass player, Don, didn't want so many people in the band. It was starting to turn into a money thing, I guess. I'm not sure. Then we met Rich. Rich is great, man. I love Rich. Without Rich, this band wouldn't be what it is today.
Cool.
And then we got a keyboard player, a guy named Mike. Then he left the band, and we got another keyboard player, which also doubles as a bass player for a Zepp tribute out there. Yeah, and a couple other tributes. And we got a hold of Mark. We were looking for another guitar player. I told Don, go put this ad up over there. I know this guy that has a guitar shop. And Don went to hand him the flyer, wanting guitar player. Mark just grabbed it and ripped it up. There you go. And he goes, I am your other guitar player.
Okay. That's a nice story.
And that's how we have it. And that's where we're at today. And we've been a big... Lizzie, that's right. And then that's how this all formulated. Then we came across Lizzie.
Let's move into. We're going to end this interview segment, and I want to talk about the members that aren't here, so we can talk shit about them. And then But right now, let's play No More Mr. Nice Guy, which seems like a nice segue from that guy who ripped up the ad for you.
And now for Martini Time Wisdom with Martin. That part of the show where I pretend to know what the fuck I'm talking about, and you pretend to care. And we all go, wow, that was deep.
I was talking to a young metalhead.
Aww.
Gotta love him. 17 years old. Going on and on about how his roots go deep. Okay, bear with me on this. I was asking him what he knew about the early pioneers of metal, the guys who started it for us. And with his head held high, he went on to tell me about how he is connected to the greats, to the original guys, System of a Down, Coheed Cambria, etc. Yeah. Okay, I couldn't even finish saying that with a straight face. Great bands, do not get me wrong. But for him to think that these are the guys who started metal for us. But you know, I gave the kid a lot of slack because it wasn't just him. I see this happen with guys older and older and older, and they all just think that metal started when they started.
And I'll tell you, the listener,
as nicely as I told this kid and as nicely as I can tell anybody else, you know what? I'm encouraging you. Dig a little deeper. Go back. Find out why metal is what it is. And if you're a performer, it especially behooves you to find out why you play the way you play, why you sing the way you sing. A lot of you, Sabbath was before your time. But you know what? They got it from somebody, didn't they? You go back a little further, you go back a little further, you go back a little further, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Even me for myself, come to find out that why do I sing the way I sing and what's appealing to me didn't just start with hard rock. It didn't start with rock and roll. You dig a little further back, you find out guys like Louis Armstrong, if they didn't have that kind of gritty, lower... we wouldn't be singing the way we sing today. I know guitarists owe a great debt of gratitude to Les Paul. The list can go on and on. All I'm saying is it doesn't hurt you to dig a little deeper. Be a student of your craft. And for the casual listener, it doesn't hurt you to know a little bit more about why you like what you like. That's all. I'm not going to preach at you. I'm not going to get down on your case hard about this. It's not what I always want to be about on Martini Time Wisdom with Martin. It's just a little nudge. Hey, go out there. Shit was happening long before you got into it. This is the Throwback Metal Show, and this is Martin DeBourge, your host. My in-studio guests are House of Alice. What the hell? I just started. How can you be cutting me off?
Because you said House of Alice.
Yeah, we've heard enough out of you. Anyway, come to find out off the air, because I was trying to put the pieces together of that run-on sentence of a story you told us about how the band got together. I'm just fucking with you. It was funny. I'm funny. If nobody knew.
Yeah.
Oh. I know. Uncomfortable silence, huh?
I know. Yay!
At any rate, I don't need your accolades. Turns out that the guy who ripped up the paper is your current guy. Now I'm putting the pieces together, and he's the No More Mr. Nice Guy. Right?
I didn't see the applause light.
Applause, yeah. I should install one of those. Noted. Right above my head. That would help. Applause now.
And on air.
Yeah, on air. Shut the fuck up right below it. Yeah. Anyway, in that last music segment, we heard 18, which is another hit that you guys, I'm sure...
one of our biggest ones.
Yeah, very cool. Like I said in the last segment, we were going to talk about the people that aren't here. I know that Lizzie isn't here. She's the most recent addition to the band, isn't she?
Yes, we had a gal before when we first started. Her name was Kaylee Labardi. She actually now is Kaylee Martinez. She is really good. She had tons of acting experience in the past, but now she had to leave because she wanted to leave to get married and further on her education and all that, which was nice. But now we have Lizzie Obscura, and she is totally awesome. She's our nurse Lollyrot. She's actually in Sins of Sirens. Sins of the Siren. And she's a lead singer. And we were watching her one night. We're like, oh my God, that's what we need.
A persona.
We need this. And in fact, we found her at Froggy's.
Yeah.
And we asked if she'd just like to come along just to help out. An actress type thing, or sing a couple, maybe back up a couple songs, and she can still stay with her band. Sure. we'd work with her, work with her around her schedule type thing.
Yeah.
And it sucked because I was the center of attention then. Now it's like we had a theater show, and it was like I was getting all these applauses and everything else, and all of a sudden Lizzie came out and I was like, who's Alice?
Yeah.
She just literally fell into the spot.
Very cool.
It wasn't something she had to practice or rehearse. It just naturally, she just naturally fell into the slot. And it really made us look even better than better than we were before.
I have not seen you since Lizzie's been added to the set. So.
Yes, she gives us a lot of energy to the show.
Cool.
And
well, the other member that's not here is going to have a hard time beating that.
Blue and Alice. He's our lead guitarist. He said he's good. He just couldn't be here. He had other plans, which is it's okay. But we actually have 3 other actors that are part of our show.
Wow.
It's Neil Madden. He actually does our Frankenstein, our security guard, one of our orderlies. Rob Rojas, actually Rich's brother. He does an orderly for us. And then we have Turtle.
Night of the Opera.
Oh, nice.
He'll come out every so often and help us out on the show and be our Night of the Opera and just come out like welcome to my nightmare or whatever, or he'll be getting ready to pull the electric chair type thing. But,
nice.
But yeah, there's without the whole team, it's just not a show.
Sure.
And so we got 10 people in our team, and it worked really well. And with that,
to our road.
Yes, Dave. We have a guy named Dave. He just started with us this last thing. He's our new roadie. I mean, the guy's just amazing. He was at that our last show in the Trunk or Treat, and he just really ran the show.
Oh, you played Trunk or Treat?
Yes, we did. Yes, and so shout out to Preston Stone and Colleen Quinn. On 106.5, they rock. They helped us. They helped our show so much. It's unreal.
Sure.
And we have our keyboard player, which was not like us. He is at work today.
Okay.
His Eddie Larkin is his name. Hell of a keyboard player. Really nice guy. His heart's in the music itself. He's with like 3 other tribute bands right now. And so we're his key. He helps us out as much as possible and always there for rehearsal, and the guy's just amazing.
Very cool, very cool. Well, it's a huge production. I mean, I could see why when you guys have a gig together, it's a special event, because it's not like you're playing every weekend, right? So, you guys are, through the holidays, you're doing your rehearsals. I get that, but do you guys see anything potentially on the horizon? I'm sure there's somebody knocking on your door to say, get over here and play.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people knocking on the door, so to speak, but we had to put them off for a while.
Sure.
Right now we're playing locally, and Palm Springs, Fontana. We also like to, get back to the community. Also, we did a Trunk or Treat was. We did it, Rock the Paws for abused animals, rescues, things like that. But we're looking at possibly branching out to like maybe casinos, the casino route.
For sure.
So I think that's our next step. Once we get some really good video of us, you'll be seeing us there within this next year for sure.
Very cool. Big Rock.
Oh, okay. A couple of the ones that just continuously want us back and have given us great chances was Froggy's up here in Apple Valley. Joy and Sue, fantastic place. And Big Rock out in Pinion Hills. Brian, thank you, buddy. Props to you. Shout outs. A lot of help. Can't do it by ourselves,
Yeah.
And all of our friends out there, friends and fans that help us out. Again, yeah. Preston and Colleen.
That's very cool.
They're great.
That's very cool. Yeah, I'll take the mic back. You guys are totally done. But it was cool. It was great having you guys in. We're gonna once again, that's House of Alice. I imagine I could find you guys somewhere, maybe on Facebook or.
Oh yeah, just type in House of Alice. We're there. We've got a website, houseofalice.net. But if you go there, the editor has not been there yet. Okay, and that's me.
Wow.
So you'll see a lot of problems. It's a work in progress, but yeah, check us out. We're on Facebook and the website. Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna end this out with "Go to Hell."
What the hell?
That's actually on Jumbo's thing.
Nice. It was a pleasure having you guys here, and we'll do it again.
Thank you.